Good evening, Tom. I want to take a moment here and review the lesson we had the other day. It was great, again, meeting with you, talking with you. Sorry about that, sir. I had the dogs there barking. But just want to tell you it was a pleasure talking with you and meeting with you again. I want to take a moment here and review your swing and kind of some of the things we talked about here. When we take a look at this picture, I think this is a clear side of one of the main positions here when we first walked in of what you look like coming down into the ball and coming through the ball. Now, first off here, when we come back here, get back down to original stance position, getting in, setting up to it. You can see one of a couple things. One, we're sitting back on the heels, and I think that's a clear thing that obviously we do have to address or we have to look at. Second, set up a little open. All these are important things. I try to tell people that when we set up, I like to set up in a more of an athletic stance, athletic position, more or less in that ready position when we get ready to swing the golf club in a nutshell. But when we take a look at this, this is where I think right now we're sitting back on the heels, hands a little forward, stance a little open. So what we initially did here, the first thing we initially did when we look at this here on the left-hand side was take a look at and just discuss simply just getting into a little better stance. Getting the weight up onto the balls of the feet, which you clearly see there's a big difference between these two stances and posture. And two, just trying to get you into a little better position time after time. Now, when you look at this here, you can see when we go from the tailbone up to your back, here we are here, tailbone up to the top, 5-6 degrees difference there right off the bat. Big difference. Stand a little taller in a nutshell. It's what we're kind of wanting to think about. In this athletic position, what we can see as well, look at the stance. Here's the knees, go a little forward here, and then up. Second, when we look over here, big difference. Here's the knee. Here we are here. Big difference in just our posture overall and our overall positioning. One way to think about when the knees are bent forward, and you can almost see in this case, you can see that the knees are almost right out over the balls of the feet. Then we know we're in that athletic position or that athletic stance. Trying to stay consistent, but getting into that position or getting into that stance, that's what makes all the difference. That allows us then to swing what we want to see. Now, second, what we talked about here was in your takeaway, trying to get a little better transition, taking the club back, and almost feeling that, one-piece takeaway, rather than ultimately you see how you start to bring the club back right dramatically right from the get-go, bring it back to the inside. So as you bring it back to the inside, you start bringing the club back. Club comes up, back behind you. You can almost watch that right elbow just kind of pull back around your body, up. So when we come from that up position, or we get that club going, almost upright here, well, that leaves only one thing. As you turn back towards the target here, club comes out and away, which comes very steep into the ball. Look at the drastic difference between us. Almost it looks like a baseball swing, like you're lunging to swinging that inside pitch coming at you. And that's kind of what here, hands then come down and across. And you almost see you trying to square up, but watch this right hand come right over the top real quick, causes that chicken wing, and then the body kind of that tilting of the spine and that tilting of the head coming around and across and up and through the shot. Now, what we talked about here was trying to get that club going back maybe 6 to 12 inches straight back on our path. I used the 3T drill. So this is something you can do in the apartment or the house that you have here in St. Louis. But it's trying to hit both positions time after time, hitting 1, 2, and 3. But first, keeping that club coming straight back. When it comes from there, as the club then comes up, we feel that rotation up. We feel that right arm kind of fold up, and feel that club come up. Not around. Not necessarily all the way around, but we want to feel that that right elbow kind of bend in and rotate around. And from there, all we did and all I had you think about from this position, just doing this drill, was just turn up to here. This is almost a 9 o'clock position. If I looked at you from heads on, what you could see is a hand being dead across at 9 o'clock, and watch where the club and the hands go. They come almost straight down, and almost kind of like that, like if you were skipping a rock here. Look at the difference of the way the club comes here in this position, down and through our position. Hands come through exactly on the same path, but when we look at the difference of the way the club is coming down here, very upright position, now the club has to come down, and you can see the tracking of the golf club coming down this way, into it, down, rather than here. You can see the club. Here's the club back way back here, night and day position on the angle of approach coming down into the ball. Night and day there, Stash. You know, as we look at this, look at the transition coming here. Look how much lower those hands are coming across your body. So in this case here, I told you I wanted you to, as you come down, right elbow comes back into the side. We turn through, we hit the first position, we hit the third position, then we come up and around. So that's all I wanted you to do. Nice easy swings, turn it down and through the shot in the apartment. Now when you come to the range, all I wanted you to do is do the same thing. Maybe hit a ball going back. We feel that rotation of the club coming, you know, turning up and around compared to back and up, and almost feeling the club come straight up. Look at the two different positions. Look how the club is now angled a little more down towards the ball here rather than pointing down, straight down towards your feet, as we see here. Now, when you come up, that's where we talked about then when to see that right elbow come down. I almost feel that like that club is coming back down behind us rather than coming out. Now here, watch this, come out and around, big difference. Now what we see here, Tom, huge difference just in the little amount of time that we worked on there. But look at how we narrowed the gap between the downward position into the ball on the left-hand side and the downward position into the ball on the right-hand side. Good transition, good position here. Great job there, Tom. So just a little thing of thinking about here, you know, whether it's skipping that rock or throwing that ball sidearm down and through, that's almost the position I want you to have, hitting all 3 points down and through the ball as you do this. Now second, or I should say third, you see how I put the club over here? I put the club over here on the left-hand side to get you to think that you're turning through to that left side. Turning through to that left side. Not sliding across, but turning through. And that's kind of a small ending point, but I think that's the point that I want you to feel. You know, we finish high with the hands coming through rather than low and around your body like we see on the right-hand side. Now, Tom, have any questions, you've got my number, 314-724-6539. Or if you ever have a second, just shoot me an email, michaelwyattgolf@gmail.com. I look forward to talking to you again, and we'll work again. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.